All right, good morning. It is, oh God, it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. I know what day it is. I do. And it's Wednesday. It's Pi Day. It's 314, 3.14. Unfortunately, there was a death in the scientific community, Stephen Hawking. Today's also Einstein's birthday. So lots of stuff. So hopefully you guys had finished your background. And now I have my colors picked out for the floor, the window, and the tree. If we go beyond that, then I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. I'm gonna start on the window. And let's just get into it here. I'm gonna zoom into the window. Window. I'll have to turn it just a little bit. So the colors I picked out was light cerulean blue, PC 904, sky blue light, PC 1086, and white, it's almost gone, PC 938. These will be our window pane colors. So we'll go ahead and do that. If you have not watched, go watch the other video. I will put the numbers down below, and let's see what we can get done on this here today. So I'm going to take the darker light cerulean blue first, and I'm going to kind of go from the edges in. And again, light pressure. I've had a heck of a day today. For some reason, I constantly felt like I was late. So much so I dropped my kid off to school early. I've been waiting for a phone call from the school going, what's going on? But I hate that feeling. I hate constantly feeling like I'm late to something. Again, we're just going light pressure. I like keeping that flat edge, so I'm not spinning my pencil. I'm just keeping the flat edge because I like it. It helps me maintain a soft look to the pencil, and it also helps to taper out, so you're not stuck with some harsh lines that maybe you don't want. Now these lines are going to be kind of like highlights, sunlights, or whatever. I'll do those different, but for now we're just going to do this part here. I've been dying to color this, but I haven't had time. I had so many ideas in my head. So I'm going to switch over to the sky blue light, PC 1086. And if you guys have like a desire to go on and finish this ahead of me, feel free. You don't even have to really follow the colors I'm doing. If you like it, cool. If you don't, whatevs. To each their own. I don't typically follow color alongs. Sometimes the page jumps out at me and I'm like, oh yeah, I want to color that page too. And so I'll color the page, but I won't color it like anybody else does, or like the color along does. So I won't be offended. Do your thing. Do what makes you happy. That's all this is. Do what makes you happy. I don't think it'll go too much darker than this. So that's one pane, and then so for these highlighty areas, I'm going to take the sky blue light and do kind of the same thing. Come along the edges and kind of go in. Only this time I'm going to take the white and blend it. It's going to be super faint, guys. You're really not going to see too much. I'm debating whether or not I want to bring in any other mediums like gel pens or anything like that, and I haven't decided yet, so we'll see. Alright, next window pane. Hope you guys' day is going alright. And notice I got a few new followers on Instagram, which is awesome. Thank you. And new followers on YouTube here, which is super awesome. Always blown away. Oh, there's another candle flame. I'm ignoring the candles pretty much. I'm just going to color them like candles and kind of just leave it at that. Otherwise, we would be here for days. This would never get done because I'd be obsessing. Making sure I got the candlelight right. That's not what I want to do. I don't want to obsess. I'm pretty good at doing that all on my own. I don't need help. Alright, so back over the sky blue light. Just bring it all into the middle. I do go over everything because it does change the color just slightly. Only put one light layer down, and that's really all I'm going to put on there. It doesn't need a whole lot else. It's a window. You don't want it to be too much. You want people to go, oh, look at the pretty eggs. You don't want somebody going, oh, look at that window. You know, that's not the point. The window isn't the point of this picture. The eggs. Alright. It's subtle, but it's there. So back to the light cerulean blue. And next window, make sure I keep my flat surface so I'm not accidentally putting in harsh lines. I do want it a little bit darker at the sill, which I should probably go back just a little bit. I am dying for some warm weather. It snowed the other day. We had a 3-hour delay and 3-hour early release, and it was all sorts of crazy. I think that's part of what threw me off today, too. I need new glasses. All right, over to the light sky blue light. I pulled out the white because sometimes you need it. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't. If you have any questions or comments, light cerulean blue, last window pane. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below in the comments section. I'll get to them as I can. Try to be pretty quick about it. I got kids though, and kids in life, they can get in the way sometimes. Not in the way. I shouldn't say that. That's not accurate. They just otherwise occupy. Otherwise occupy my time. I'm excited to get to some of these eggs, but they'll be some of the last things that I put in. I like getting like the big stuff done. So like the window, the tables, you know, just the larger area stuff, because then you get all that done and you're like on the home stretch. You're just like, oh yeah, I can get this done. Sky blue light. And you start feeling really good and you get pumped and you're just like, yeah, let's finish it. Mommy. Yes, pumpkin pie. Yeah. I don't need the blanket, thank you. Then the trick when you get on the home stretch is to not rush it. That's my biggest problem, is I start rushing. Oh, that's right. Sky blue light to do this part. And the white to finish it up. You're not going to really see too much of the white. I just want to take away a little bit of that cream color off the paper. So there you go. Pencil. Window is done. And since we have the tree right here, let's go ahead and do the tree. Are you all right? Yeah. For the tree, I picked out maybe some oddball colors. We'll see. So I have green ochre, PC 1091, light umber, PC 941, and cream, PC 914. I've never used this combo, but when I was looking at it in my swatch book, they seemed like they would go well together. So let's see what we can do. So I'm going to take the green ochre, and this is just going to be the shadowy areas. So like on the underside of the branch and where the branch meets the tree. So then light umber. And then the cream. Let's see how this does. I kind of like that. So I'm going to go in with green ochre again. Just kind of darken up. Going in with medium pressure now. So again, I haven't burnished anything. Get a little more shadow along that egg. Light umber. And again, the cream. This gives you a nice little branch. Kind of gives it some curvature. So I'm pretty happy with this combo. Sometimes where you put the shadow isn't always going to make sense to you. Then you just choose how you want to do it. If it works out for you, great. If it doesn't, erase and try again, because we're not putting heavy layers down. At least I'm not. I didn't time when I started. Shame on me. Got the time almost exactly right on the last video. It was like 1 hour, 1 minute. These branches are tricky. Tricky, I tell you. I'm just going to flip back and forth between my colors until I'm happy with how it looks. One second. I swear my kid's a bottomless pit. She's had 4 breakfasts and is still hungry. So just the green ochre here, shading where I want shade, kind of following some of the hash marks. Not trying to get too fancy with it. The light umber here. And then the cream. Sometimes you have to go back, sometimes you don't. All up to you. And that's just how we're going to do this tree here. So I'm just going to keep on plugging. The light's bouncing all around in my office here and it's distracting me. It's a beautiful day out, but it's chilly. So I'm just flipping between my colors as I feel the need. I don't want too big of a cream area. Because then that can get a little too much, a little overwhelming. You know, just enough to give it that subtle hint of dark to light. See, that's too much for me. So I'm going to take the light umber. I'm going to try to tone it down a little bit. See? There you go. Cute little tree with a bunch of gnarly, knobby, bumpy little limbs. And you just go until you're happy. Everybody's got their different happiness threshold on colors and depth and all of that. So you just go till you're happy. My happy spot might be different than your happy spot with color. And that is okay. That is A-okay. A little shadow right there. Just keep working it till you're content. There's way too much cream area here. It's too much here. Again, you can always go too light. Can't come back from too dark. Now there's a bit of silence. Trying not to make this a color in chat, just trying to do just the coloring. So, but if you want me to do color in chat while I do this, let me know in the comments. Let's see. I will say I got some Holbeins for my birthday. I've been using them pretty much since the moment I got them. I have to say, if you have Prismas, you're not missing out on too much. They're fairly similar in feel, in laydown. Prismas are just a hair softer, But a lot of the colors match up. So I'm a collector at heart. I'm one of those gotta catch 'em all type people. So that's why I have them. But the more I color this page, the more I'm liking my Prismas. I get on a kick where I'm like, oh, I want to use this pencil. And then I'm like, I'm done with that. And a kick where I'm like, oh, I want to use my polychromos. And so I use them for a while and then I'm done. I'm like, oh, I want to use this pencil. Oh, I want to use that pencil. So I've tried starting to mix them all up. So I'm using them in different, in the same picture. So I'm using all my pencils. But I can't like lay all my pencils out. So that's kind of difficult. So I made a whole book full of my swatches. So I can literally just flip through and find the shade I want, or I can mix and match and do all that fun stuff. By now you're probably finding your Prismas need a sharpen. You can go ahead and do that. That's up to you. I know some people don't like it because they feel like they're wasting. I'm okay for now, but I will have to soon. At least on the green ochre. I'm one who likes a fairly sharp pencil. Do you want to establish some of those shadows? Because they are what gives the appearance of shape to your objects. So the tree's coming along. I'm digging. I'm going to have to sharpen the green ochre. I just used the Tagal on a 3. I do have the M&R sharpener, the 2-hole, the round 2-hole. But I worry it gets the point just a little longer than I necessarily like it for Prismas. So, and my Prisma set's pretty old. It's over a year old. And it was a set that I had a ton of breakage with. I still do on occasion, but not nearly as bad. I kind of let my case sit in the sun for a day. And that seemed to have taken care of most of my issues, which was nice. So I don't have very much breakage anymore. I do have I had originally bought like a 72 set when I very first started, and then the 150 went on sale for about the same price I paid for the 72, and I think it was on my birthday. And so I had my husband buy that for me for my birthday. I've only had to replace one or two here and there. Like I said, I don't use them very often. So, oh, that tree's coming to life. Look at that. I love it. I love when it does this. Now, I could have gone and done the green ochre part throughout the whole tree, and then gone back with the light umber, and then gone back with the cream, and then gone back to touch up. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I prefer this way, especially when there's a lot of little fiddly bits like this, where you're going around and it's all wiggly and fiddly and all that fun stuff. I don't necessarily like doing that. Now I did it for the wall, so this is just another way of doing it, and then you get to see as you go how it will look completed. Because this is completed, I'm not going to touch it anymore. So it's just another way to color. And I do both, as you can see. I'm not a one way and done type person. I will use whatever works for me at the moment. I've got the pencils held in my hand off screen here. I'm digging this little tree. I didn't think I would. It looked too... And there's a witch's hat over here. So while it wasn't colored, it looked too witchy. It was like, oh, is this an Easter picture? Or is it a Halloween picture? But now that I'm getting this color on here, I'm really digging it. And it's looking less witchy. More like just a poor bare tree waiting for spring. And poor trees here, they were all like blooming and leaves were coming in. And then it got really cold. And now the leaves are turning red. And I'm afraid they're about to fall off. Because now the tree thinks it's fall or something. It's done that in Ohio, and I had one tree that it didn't come back from that. I'm worried. I have a Japanese maple. I'm worried it's not gonna bounce back from that. Excuse me. It wasn't looking too hot over the summer either, so I don't know what's up with that Japanese maple. It will soon not to be my problem. Oh, I'm digging. I'm digging it. So, how many of you guys are book turners? Where you'll turn a book to get at the angle so you're not doing what I'm doing here by like going all the way around. Because normally I do. Normally I would be turning this book every which way. But because I'm on camera, I can't. Because the arm of the camera is preventing me from being able to do that. Normally I turn every which way, just so I'm always in a comfortable position. Because you can hurt yourself coloring. I've done it. Like, especially when I go to color like this a lot, with my wrist like that, you can definitely hurt yourself. I take frequent breaks. Go do a load of laundry, go do dishes, go vacuum, go clean a bathroom because your kids don't know how to pick up after themselves. You know, the usual. Or your husband can't clean his own sink and leaves his whiskers from when he shaves. Ugh. I tell you what, I'm so done. We're going to have separate, instead of having one long vanity with a double sink, we're going to have separate sinks. Dude's going to clean his own sink, come hell or high water. Like, why didn't you clean my sink? Well, it's yours. You clean it. You're an adult. Right? Oh, I probably won't. Because I wouldn't be able to look at it. I'd be like, oh, I've got to clean it. Okay. Home stretch, guys. Home stretch. Get it done. Then we'll move on to the floor, which I've already picked out the colors for. So, light umber. I'm going to do a super light layer. So I don't want it to just be cream all on its own. I want the cream to have a base of this light umber. Knocked my boom arm. Get a nice bit of light umber in there. Then come in with the cream. I never would have thought to pick cream. This turned out really good. Pretty pleased. Cream is not a color I would have thought for a tree. It's Just really dig this shadow in down here. No, I'm not done yet, honey. I'll let you know. Alright, so let's zoom out here. There's our tree. Our Easter tree. Isn't it cute? Cute, cute, cute. Now, for the I'm actually going to turn it to the side. See how well this works. Zoe. Okay, nope. I was fiddling with some stuff and it's not going to work. So it's just going to have to be like this. So for the flooring, I'm just choosing some warm grays, very neutral, very easy on the eyes. So warm gray 50%, PC 1054, warm gray 30%, PC 1052, and 20% warm gray, PC 1051. So the 50% will be my shadowy, and then I'll just kind of taper out with the rest of them. So let's go in and see what we can do. Just go in and start putting down. I was going to do French gray, but then I thought, no, that might clash too much with the wall color. So ended up with warm gray. Again, we'll probably end up doing this just like the background. Where I go in and put one, then the next, then the next, then we go back and really solidify how we want the shadows. I find that the best approach for the larger areas. Make sure I'm still in camera here. You never know. I'm going to really hold this down, otherwise it goes up, and that makes it difficult to color on. I'm really using the side of my pencil, and I'm holding it really far back. This allows you to get a really soft color. With very few harsh lines, if any. Then you can turn it You can turn the pencil so you continually keep a sharp point. So if you need to go into a little area, you can do that. With some of these shadows, I will keep it extremely soft and light. But some of the shadows, like directly under some stuff, I will do harsher shadows when the time comes. Sure, I'm staying in camera here. You can go pretty far out with this initial light layer because it'll kind of get blended away with some of the other colors. That way you just ensure a good blend. So there's no way this table leg is really going to cast quite a big shadow as compared to the little shadow the leg will actually cast right here at the bottom. But I find shading around like this, oh, that is super light, isn't it? Can add a bit of depth to the picture. So there's that one. We'll go into the 30% now and just start and pull it out. Again, I'm holding way far back. The pencil is almost flat against the paper, so I'm just using the sides, not using the tip. I'm just using the sides of the lead. That helps me cover more area with a lighter touch. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's going to take a few layers. It's all right. I'm not in a rush. You don't need to be in a rush. There's nothing going on. Nothing that needs immediate attention. Just you and the coloring book and the pencils in your hands. I don't know what to do with the boards down here. Alright, and now we're going to take the 20% warm gray and go over everything and make sure we get every last bit of floor covered with warm gray. Again, holding way far back, see, using the flat side. Yeah, allows us to cover more area and to cover it evenly, which is really a nice trick. To have it covered evenly. Oh, I'm out of frame. Sorry about that. Using the flat of your pencil, or the sides of it instead of the tip, you can worry less about pencil stroke too. So if you want to do circles, you can do circles. If you want to just do straight up and down, side to side, whatever. It's not really going to matter too much. Got a little crimp in my paper right there. It's making it really difficult to color on. There we go. Alright, so now we're going to take our 50% warm gray and we're going to go do some heavier shadows. This we're actually going to use the tip for. Just go in and put your shadows where you want them. So this is the 50% warm gray. And right here I really want a heavy shadow. Right under this egg. So now we're adding in our good shadows. Under the table is going to be a little more shadowy than, say, it was over here. So do another layer, light layer. You can take it as far as you want to. It's up to you. I'm going to do my darker under the basket here. Little shadow off to the sides. It's going to be darker around this cluster of eggs. And now we just go back and color until we're happy with the way it's looking. So I'm going to go back with the 30%. This is where I'm going to start doing just little sections. I'm going to do this little section and get it to where I want it, and then continue on and try to match it. Take the 20%. And I'm pretty happy with that. So next section, just 30%. Again, it's going to be darker under the table. Darken this up just a little bit, so I'm taking my 50, right? 50%, yes. Sometimes I forget what I'm using. I just look at the barrel colors. Yes, pumpkin pie. I asked you to stop asking. I'm trying to push her lunch out because she starts getting hungry for lunch at like 10:30, and that's ridiculous. So I'm trying to push lunch out a bit. All right. She threw me for a second. Her poor teachers, I don't think they understand what they're going to get out of her. Constantly, is it lunchtime? Is it lunchtime? Is it recess? Is it lunchtime? Oh, goodness. I'm not even hungry. Oh, nope, wrong one. I need the 20%, not the 50. sun went behind a cloud. Sun came back. That's how that goes. I know the picture is really looking kind of dull right now. But don't worry, it will pop here soon before you know it. And then you'll be like, oh, wow. We just have to get in the boring stuff first. Get in the boring stuff, and then you can really make the picture come alive. Now that tree's done a lot to help with that. Almost done with the floor, yay! So exciting when you get a piece done, especially a big piece. Like the floor, the walls, the table will be a big piece. It's very exciting when you get some of that stuff done and out of the way. And then you can work on the really cool stuff like the Easter eggs. The answer is no, honey.
You did talk, you said you're almost done.
I didn't. Go on. There we go. Let's see. Pull this back a little bit. So we have the background. We did the window panes, we did the floor, and we did the tree. So we're getting some more stuff done. Next up we'll do probably the map, the table, the chair, and the windowsill, and then start working on some of the fiddly bits. So stay tuned for next time. Thanks for joining me. You guys have a great day. See you later. Bye-bye.